Hey everyone, so welcome back to the first coding video in a while. So we're going to code a bubble sort in Python. So this is a very useful thing because it's just useful. So let's start. So first we can, alright, let's start. So first we need to create an array, so we can just call it numbers and leave it blank. And then we need to get the length, so we can do what is the length of your array? And then what's the length of your array? So then after that, we do for I in range length, we can just say numbers dot append int input f enter items. F stands for format. Enter item I plus 1. And yeah, so let's put enter there, or we can just style it later, I guess. So then what we need to do is we need 4 variables. So we need a var1, we need a var2, we need a, and there's, in Python there's probably some kind of sort function, but like in some languages like C, Java, maybe even JavaScript, I'm not sure, but there might not even be one. So if you know a little bit of Python, you could probably just convert that to Java or JavaScript. Anyway, so you have that, you have for outer, so we can just say for O in range length -1, and so that means that it won't go to like literally length 7. If the length is 7, item 7 is technically the 8th item. For inner increments, so we can do in range length -1 again. We can say that if numbers I is greater than numbers I plus 1. So numbers I plus 1, that means that the first number is greater. So we want it to be less. Wait, so if you have an array of 3, 2, 1, if 1 is greater than 2, we would swap it. No, if 3 is greater than 2, we would want to swap it. Yeah, so if it's greater, then what we want to do is say that var1 is equal to numbers I, and var2 is equal to numbers I plus 1. Then we can say that numbers I is equal to var2 and numbers I plus 1 is equal to var1. And then we get out of here and we can say, we can just print. So what we can do is we can print original, which is right now we can just print numbers the way it is. That, and then after that, we can do the same thing, except it'll just be that. So let's just review. Let me just quickly. We can do this with functions. We can do def main. So we don't really need much in main, I guess. The only thing we would really need is the bubble sort function itself. So we wouldn't really need that many functions. So we can call it bubble sort. And now we can go here and do def bubble. Dang it, bubble sort. And well, for now we'll just keep it blank, but we'll need stuff. So we'd want to say that the new numbers, so to say that numbers is equal to that, And then after all of this, we would need to get numbers, and then we need to pass in numbers. And we would need to pass in the length as well. Technically we don't, but then we need to return numbers. And then we would need to call main. So let's see if this works. So Python bubble sort.pi. So what is the length of your array? Let me do 5. Enter item 1. So let's do 68491. And print 14689. That actually works. So I mean, I don't know how that works. First try. That shouldn't technically. I mean, okay, whatever. Style 50. So this is anything. Okay. So let's see the suggestions. So return numbers should have an extra one there, and then I should put an extra line in front of main. Okay. Looks good, and consider adding more comments. Okay. So we need to say that bubble sort function does the swapping, and then swaps one with the other, swaps one with 2, and then this one practically swaps. Comments, you don't really need them, but better than it's good practice. Okay, and then gets all the numbers. Okay, so now it should be good now. Looks good, yeah, that's what it says. So let me just style this a bit on my own. So I think we should do that. And then that gets input, and then we don't need this, then that, and that. Okay, let's see here. It says, looks good. So let's go through what this code does. So it creates a blank thing called numbers, and then it gets the length, then it gets all the numbers, then it prints the original, then it goes to the bubble sort function. So this one will basically go through all the things. So this will say that if one is greater than the other, make one that one, make the other this one, and then just swap them. And we'll come back here and it prints it, and then we are done. So yeah, let's try this. So no. Let me close the terminal. So let's make like 3 or 4 tests. So let's say 8. So we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah. Oh, well, computers double type that, but I mean, yeah, works. Oh, original. This should become new. Yeah. Style 50 still says good. So let me do 8 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it does the new. So now what if we do 8, 5, 6, 7, 9, 1, 3, 2, 150. There's 5, 6, 7. So now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 150. So we've made a couple of tests and all of the things seem to work. Yeah, so what I'll do is if you want the link, I could maybe make like Let me see here. Actually, you know what? I think that should be good enough. Anyways, I hope you learned something with that.